Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with interstate transportation. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused and coerced victims to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
This is the day you've all been waiting for, sweetie. Diddy was brought into detention late on September 16th in New York City. He faced charges of coercion, fraud, conspiracy, and racketeering, among other offenses. However, what are you aware of? Quincy, his kid, is allegedly going to work with the federal authorities against his father, and Kim Porter's family is also on his case, so he is supposedly dealing with more than just his arrest. Diddy is finished, and there's no turning back now. As previously mentioned, around 6 months after federal officials searched Diddy's lavish homes in Miami and Los Angeles, the rapper was placed under arrest in Manhattan. The narrative gets more complicated. Loves. The prosecution said in court filings that they had spoken with over 50 witnesses and individuals and that they planned to meet with still more. They further stated that, in addition to financial, travel, and billing records, they will support their allegations with electronic data, communications, and films from the freak-offs Diddy allegedly held. The prosecution's argument essentially states that a conviction on all counts might result in a minimum sentence of 15 years in prison and a maximum sentence of life. Knowing Diddy, though, he's naturally resisting it. Even after pleading not guilty, he requested bail. I have the details of the letter his attorneys sent asking for Diddy's release. Among the ideas in the bail package was a $50 million bond. According to Diddy's statement, the letter was signed by his mother, his sister, the mother of his eldest daughter, and his 3 adult children. The bond arrangement stipulated that Diddy could only travel to Florida and New York for court appearances, meetings with his counsel, and doctor's appointments. It went on to say that Diddy and his children had already given their passports to their lawyer following the raids on their homes in Miami and Los Angeles. However, the court denied Diddy's request for bail after a back and forth between the prosecution and defense. He will therefore be imprisoned and held until his trial. Diddy is allegedly being held in solitary confinement at the Metropolitan Detention Center's Special Housing Unit in Brooklyn until his next court date. The Special Housing Unit, which is kept isolated from the rest of the prison population for various reasons, houses inmates who require additional protection. The fact that further details about Diddy have come to light as a result of this arrest has made the issue worse, honey. Diddy, for instance, is charged with heinous crimes in a staggering 14-page indictment that was just made public. According to the grand jury indictment made public on September 17th, federal agents claim to have found 3 AR-15 guns and 1,000 bottles of baby oil at Diddy's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. Let me end this here, but did you know that they found 1,000 baby oil bottles? Diddy must have been really close to the CEO of Johnson & Johnson when they were kids. 1,000 baby oil bottles is absurd. Thus, it's most likely that he was personally ensuring Johnson & Johnson's continued existence by ordering truckloads of the stuff to be delivered every month. In any case, these goods were allegedly a part of a larger plot centered around Diddy's freak-offs, which were outrageous parties that he hosted while high. These things, which include lighting, extra bedding, and banned narcotics, are described in the indictment as being used during lavish parties. It also explains how Diddy utilized intimidation to keep his actions hidden, keep up his image, and obtain what he desired. In addition, he faces charges of creating his business empire by abusing his position of authority, resources, and workforce. This led to the establishment of a criminal organization in which he committed bribery, arson, forced labor, and obstruction of justice. The years of violence Diddy inflicted on women, starting in 2009 and continuing on a regular basis, are also described in the indictment. The abuse included beatings, dragging, hurling things at, and kickings. It also details how Diddy lured ladies in under the guise of a relationship in order to convince them to take part in freak-offs. Allegedly, Diddy planned, coordinated, and oversaw these lavish, exclusive shows, several of which were caught on tape. It also talks about how the staff at Diddy's would often book hotel rooms in advance and set them up with extra lighting, lubricant, baby oil, and sheets. Diddy and the other participants would often require IV fluids to aid in their recovery from the narcotics they were taking, and it appears that these freak-offs may last for days at a time. Nevertheless, Diddy is adamant about his innocence despite everything. Diddy is an imperfect person, but not a criminal according to his lawyer Mark Agnifilio, who has criticized the prosecution and said the charges are unjust. To his credit, Mr. Combs has cooperated with the investigation and moved voluntarily to New York last week ahead of these charges. His lawyer, who insists that these are the actions of an innocent man with nothing to hide, implores people to wait to make judgments until all the information comes in. Diddy is keen to get his legal record cleared. Innocent may not be the ideal word in this situation, but that's what Diddy and his lawyer insist on. The investigation is still ongoing, according to U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, who urged anyone with more information to come forward at a press conference.
Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light.
Again, I'm not sure how Diddy's legal team will handle this, but I'm genuinely curious to see how this plays out. Moving forward, Quincy is the child who is allegedly done with all of this. I've even seen reports from sources indicating that he would be keen to work with the federal government or that he may already be doing so. It has also been reported that Quincy has been spending a lot of time with Albie Shore, his biological father. Reports state that the two are moving past their rocky relationship and are becoming closer. According to insiders, Quincy Brown, the son of the late Kim Porter and Albie Shore, has been in contact with his father more frequently and has been making the appropriate arrangements to make up for the time they were apart. Even more recently, they were spotted together at a White House function. Insiders allege Quincy told the authorities about Diddy's real abuse of Kim Porter behind the scenes, despite the fact that this is all rumored at this time. Since Quincy is one of the only people who saw what his mother went through with Diddy, the feds want documentation of everything, including Diddy's ties with all the women he has ever been associated with, because they are pursuing Diddy with RICO. Remember that before to his imprisonment, Albie had expressed his skepticism of Diddy on a few occasions. For example, Al wrote once about the moment he found out Kim Porter was dead. I recently saw this video from this morning, when I found out about Kim Porter's passing at Lady KP's, also known as #Kim Porter, and it broke my spirit. I can see clearly that Kimberly did not suddenly become ill with pneumonia. That is absurd. Really? This is where I have problems. Albie actually tagged Diddy in the post to express how much he thinks Diddy is to blame. He additionally stated, "We recently celebrated our son at Quincy's New Deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in fantastic health. I chuckled with Diddy about our encounter at the movie. I will now put an end to it." In a different incident that happened in November 2021, Albie claimed that Kim was running at the moment of her death from someone or something, and he suggested that she get in touch with the FBI. Albie revised the last line of the caption shortly after the photo was released, saying that Kim was running a marathon instead of mentioning the FBI, but fans already understood what he was trying to say. In March 2024, he made hints that Diddy's 2022 coma may have had something to do with it. He also disclosed that he was working on an eye-opening documentary. In the same month, when Homeland Security raided Diddy's residences, Albie wrote, "Letter to my son" beside a vintage photo of Quincy, pleading with him to return home. "The door is wide open, come on home. Son, you're safe here. Pops, you have my affection. It's biological that you are." Alright, so I am aware that Quincy once questioned the value of a biological relationship in an open letter to Albie, criticizing him for not being in his life as a child. He said in part of his open letter, "The spitting image is all I have taken from my biological father. I had always wondered about him, all my life. What was he doing, and where was he? Most importantly, did he ever consider me? My father's absence has helped me to better comprehend the kind of guy I want to be. I am appreciative of my mother's strength, love, and support." However, in light of the numerous receipts exposing his father, particularly those pertaining to Kim, Quincy is now open to cooperating not only with Albie but also with other Kim family members. In addition, there were rumors circulating not too long ago that Kim's family was obtaining legal counsel and attempting to sue Diddy for wrongful death, since they possessed tangible proof to back up their claims. Kim's family reportedly feels more optimistic that they will obtain justice for Kim now that Diddy has been arrested. They are already aware of the rumors that, in contrast to what was previously stated, Kim was found on the bathroom floor rather than unconscious in her bed. and she was placed there on purpose if they discovered her in bed. In fact, given the quantity of a specific toxin discovered in Kim's system, the initial coroner who performed her autopsy had suspicions about foul play. It is purported that he was dismissed and a different coroner took his place, diagnosing her death as lobar pneumonia. Furthermore, I think it's really strange that it took the coroner 2 weeks to determine that Kim had pneumonia. And the first coroner passed away not long after people began to doubt Kim's death. Furthermore, Kim was discovered at 11 a.m. that same morning, although her last call being made at 2:43 a.m. Since Cassie filed her complaint, a number of more details regarding Kim have surfaced, and Kim's family is allegedly counting on law police to uncover them all. Nevertheless, there may still be hope because US Attorney Damian Williams made it very evident that they are pursuing justice for everyone impacted when he was questioned about the potential number of further victims. And Kim might be included in that. There have been 50 people questioned and interviewed thus far. Furthermore, according to the prosecutors, that figure is probably going to rise.
Our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice...
I'm itching to hear your opinions on how this has all turned out. Is Diddy's career coming to an end? Do you honestly think Quincy might be collaborating with the government? And do you also think Kim will eventually receive the justice she is due? Comment below with your thoughts.